I was a child once, but not anymore. There were childhood shows that I really liked when I was a kid, but aren't nearly as funny nor entertaining as they are now. This is because of maturity, growing up. Revisiting childhood favourites is scary. They don't usually hold up, and that perfect image that you had of them as a child suddenly gets ruined. But Acceleracers, it only got better as I got older. Now why is this? It's because I developed an understanding of the characters, their emotions. As a kid, you don't really think about these themes. You just want to be entertained. But as you got older, you realize what makes a good film. It's about the characters and how they interact with the plot. It's about the choices that they make and why they make them. Accelerators was the one thing that got me into Hot Wheels. My goodness, so I was looking upstairs and I found Hot Wheels Stunt Track Challenge. Oh my gosh. And Velocity X. Oh my goodness. When I was younger, Accelerators was my favourite series. When no one was in the house, when I was bored, what did I do? I put on Accelerators. What did I do when I was sad? I put on Accelerators. What did I do while taking a dump? I got my DVD player and put on Accelerators. But now looking back on the series, now that I understand the characters, the filmmaking, and how to make good characters, Accelerators can be improved. By no means is my opinion a fact to improve this series, it's just my opinion, and if it's different to yours then it doesn't invalidate mine. In fact, it offers a new perspective. Differing opinions are what makes the world interesting. More of the same thing is boring. The series is as good as it gets with a 2000 animated show, but here I think there are some things that can be improved. Vert is our protagonist and his character arc is good, except for one point. Now tell me, what does this?
I don't know what's happening to me. I won the world race. I'm supposed to be the best. Then why can't I win now? I couldn't save Kadim in the Storm Realm. No!
Trying to get my...
I couldn't make it to the end of the Swamp Realm. Other drivers have won Accelechargers. But not me. The future of the world depends on beating the drones. And I failed. They're probably doing better without me.
Karma, have you seen Taro? I've got another drone in front of me! Got it.
Tell you about Vert. Vert doesn't believe in himself. Vert thinks he is a liability. Vert thinks he is dragging the team down, and so he left so he wouldn't be a burden. He has no confidence in himself, but...
When you left, you endangered not only your fellow drivers, but the whole effort to stop the racing drones.
I left because I didn't know if I could beat the drones.
And now you think you can.
I don't know. But I can see now that I was wrong to quit trying.
Dr. Tesla, here.
Why should I let you drive if you have no confidence in yourself?
I used to be the best. Maybe I can be again.
Vert returns. Vert learns a lesson here. It's about the effort you put in that counts, not whether you actually win or lose. If you tried your best, then no one can hold it against you, because you at least tried. That's the lesson that Vert learns. Although he is not at the peak of his skills, he should still try regardless, for a chance at stopping the drones. He had a character regression, but then had character development. But then...
The following drivers will enter the realm: Karma Ice, Torque Maddox, Nolo Pissarro, Shirako Takamoto, Diesel Riggs, and Mitchell McClure.
Hey! How many times do I gotta tell this guy? It's Monkey! Hey, how you doing?
I should have gone with them. I'm a liability now. I just put them in more danger. I don't know how many racing realms we've gone into since we started driving for Dr. Tesla again. Sometimes we beat the drones and win Accelechargers. But not because of me. All I've done is... Maybe my father was right.
You should quit, son.
Yeah.
Vert's character regresses in this same exact way. He isn't confident in his abilities again. The problem here is that even though Vert learned from his failure and that effort counts, his character has regressed in the same exact way. Vert even progresses his character
Here, take reverb. I've added a Nitrox 2 afterburner.
If I can get away, I'll get in touch with the others.
They can't be reached, Vert. You have to stop Galorum.
I'll do what I can.
Good luck.
in the exact same way he did last time. If that is the case, there was no need for the first character regression. Having two character regressions means that your character didn't learn from the first lesson, even though they clearly did. Now this is an easy fix. You can just combine both of the character regressions into one. That way you still get the scene with his dad and why Vert is feeling the way he is. You can even complete his character arc. But what about repetition? Repetition is only good for reaffirming ideas. In this case, it's redundant and not useful, because Vert should have learned his lesson the first time. If you want the repetition route, then have him slowly lose his confidence instead of him regressing and progressing the same exact way he does more than once. Now Lani and Shirako have the least character development in the series. A great example of character development is Nolo and Torque, or Wild and Kurt, as they base what happened in the past for the future and present decisions. Why does Kurt help his brother? Because...
After the world race, I got him involved in this business deal. I found out our partners were crooked, so I backed out. But Marky was in too deep, too stubborn to quit. If I'd told all I knew, it might have kept Marky out of prison, but it could have ruined me. So, I didn't say anything. He got 2 years. I won't leave him again.
this. Why does Wild forgive Kurt? Because...
Hey, thanks for coming after me. We're even now.
Brothers don't keep score.
Kurt saved his brother when he needed him the most. And just a side note, me and my brother's relationship strengthened just because we watched Acceleraces together and just because we heard this one quote together. But what about Lani? Lani's character arc is static throughout the series, although she is nice, sympathetic, and...
Hey, Nolo. I know it's bothering you. It's what happened in the Metro Realm, isn't it? You can't forgive Torque for saving your life and spoiling your revenge.
Hey, I saved his life too.
understanding. This is good for a character, but it's never expanded upon on why she's working with Tesla, despite the fact that Tesla is clearly unethical. In order to solve this, we can have Lani have a flashback on losing Banji in the Swamp Realm or Dresden in the Fog Realm, which would perfectly explain why she wants to stay and help, to not lose any more drivers. Or it could be that Tesla saved Lani's life in one of the realms, which is why she's compelled to stay and help. Another example of complex characters is Porkchop. His hydrophobia can explain why he's so buff, to compensate to show how strong he is and doesn't have the weakness of hydrophobia. Using this example, Shirako can be expanded upon. Shirako always
I guess Shirako's gonna ride his motorcycle till he gets his car rebuilt.
listens to music. Somewhere along the line it could be shown that he is depressed or his parents constantly fought and music was his escape from reality, which explains why he always has it on, despite the fact that he should focus on driving. Music is his remedy. The same can be applied to Karma. Why does Karma want to be?
These racing drones, what are they?
Robots. Built for driving.
Are they any good?
They're robots. They're perfect.
Perfect.
A perfectionist. Is it because her parents thought she was never good enough as a child, or a coach didn't like her skills? These two ideas can also be in line with Galorum's character arc, where she too has to prove that she's a perfect driver to the Accelerons. There's so many things that can make these character arcs work. The drones are supposed to be
robots. Built for driving.
They're supposed to be dominant, fearful, and a dangerous force. However, the drones don't feel like an actual threat throughout the series, since the standard drones are basically level 1 henchmen. If drones were perfect at driving, then they would have completed the realms without fault. In fact, the Swamp Realm would have actually been the easiest to complete, since it was just following the groove. Even Lightning McQueen could follow the groove better than the drones. The drones could have easily calculated the correct line to follow. An easy fix would be to have the drones dominate the realms more, or even kill more drivers, because the overall theme of the drones was
beware the racing drones. Stop at nothing. Beware.
and I don't think they reached their maximum potential. If the drones truly wanted to stop at nothing to win, then they would literally kill all drivers on sight instead of being relatively passive, letting a threat potentially win. They would immediately attack and not
draft with you for a while.
Draft with them. It doesn't make sense since there's a large quantity of drones in every realm. They can easily just kamikaze or something like that. Now the drones are presented at first to be really scary. I thought the drones were scary as hell. Just look at this scene. Now I was a brave kid, But in the dark, I was scared. Not because of vampires, not because of monsters, but because I thought the drones were in the dark. That one scene made me afraid of fictional robots, not even close to being real. But this scene still scared me. It made me fear the drones, because this scene is raw, intense, and it was filled with fear. But this fear was lifted after the first movie. The threat disappeared and dissipated throughout the series. Although there were a few
I believe that's called cutting it close.
scary scenes, it didn't maintain the fear or threat of the drones because they weren't constantly a threat and they were being relatively passive. They weren't consistently scary, and these scare scenes, there weren't any scare scenes in the last 3 movies. Now this leads me to my next point. Nolo
You trying to take my place? You wanna be the leader now, little bro?
I don't know, man. Being leader sounds like a heavy load, man.
It's like taking a curve, bro. It's not so hard finding the right line. The hard part is staying in it. Just remember, Nolo. Stay in the groove.
You cut the groove, Tone.
No! Listen to me! You have to wait for another car to draft with!
If he waits, the drones will win.
You can't make it on your own, Nolo!
I'll make it if I stay in the groove. I can see the end!
Won the Swamp Realm first try with no other previous realm experience. The creators even had to have Nolo win through the plot device of him talking with Tone about following the groove. Although this was a good scene, it doesn't work for me. Winning the realm should either be off teamwork, experience, or pure driving skills. Now Nolo winning does show his driving skills, but the reasoning is because of an unrelated talk that didn't actually teach him any practical skills to driving. Yes, following the groove is what Tone said, but that didn't actually teach him how to drive at the right speed or turn correctly in practical driving use. Instead, using the same flashback, they could have had Tone talking to Nolo about following the best line to be quicker to win their race, and then in another flashback, have Tone say something about leadership, since Nolo's leadership skills develop when talking to Karma Ice. Ideally, the leadership flashback should be
Nolo! Oh, I'm sorry I left without explaining.
Hey, are you here to talk or to drive?
We saved you a car.
Oh, sweet. But you earned this, not me.
We've all earned it. Now get out there and win another one.
You're starting to sound like your brother.
before here, because he's starting to find his groove as a leader since his leadership skills have developed from
know the coast road better than anybody, Nolo. Dude, I used to come out of here surfing before I could even drive.
Whatever, man. I was driving before I could drive.
What does that even mean?
Remember who's the Teku leader, huh? This is my race, Bert. Stay out of it.
The racing realms, especially after the Swamp Realm, were not as dangerous, which means the stakes for the drivers weren't as high. This lowered the overall tension of the series. If the danger was lowered, then the focus should be on the driving skills and the consequences for not having those driving skills. And that is how you fix accelerators.